So if the S&P was at 4,600 a year ago, and today it's at 3,600, your starting point for the next year is 3,600.
I see. Okay.
So the index only has to come up from 3,600, and you're making money again.
Welcome to Today's Retirees with certified financial planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. Anchored in family values, Wayne offers practical advice to help you get the most out of your retirement years. For more information, visit today'sretirees.com. Now, here's your host.
Welcome to Today's Retirees with certified financial planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. We're talking still, on the last episode, we talked a little bit about some of the things you should be doing about the end of the year. And one of the things that I'm looking at, Wayne, and, let's, you see a lot of the commercials on TV when you get a certain age.
What age?
60 plus. When you get a certain age, your tolerance for risk tends to go down because you've worked hard all your life to grab a nest egg of some sort. So we want to invest that in a safe environment. So if I'm looking to put something in something that's safe, that I don't have to worry about, I keep hearing, these ads on some of these shows about, invest in my annuity. And then I hear the next ad that comes on says, be careful with annuities.
Yeah.
So we come to
the one talk show guy says, yeah, annuities are good for the person selling them.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. So, can we start with the nitty gritty? What is an annuity and is it really safe?
It's a good, yes. So if you have a X amount of dollars to invest, and we always use like $500,000 example. We got our savings, our emergency fund, I call it our happy bucket, happy money, it's the stuff in the bank that makes us feel content. Then we have all this extra, 401ks, IRAs, extra just money. What do you do with it? So the first step is determine how much of that pot of money you're willing to take risk with, right? Market portfolios. Like we've talked, I have portfolios that I manage for my clients. And to keep it simple, we have conservative, balanced, and aggressive. Right? So that's fine. That's market stuff up and down every day. Some people want some stability in their overall portfolio. They want a hunk of money they don't want to lose. Right? So let's say they're willing to take risk with half. Fine, that goes into a portfolio. But the other half, they don't ever want to see go backwards.
Sure.
Right? So annuities are very common with retirees because of the safety purposes.
Okay.
Now, there's people out there that do shows on, lifetime income and income you can't outlive and all that stuff. I don't like going in that direction with those vehicles. I like looking at annuities when working with clients as an accumulation vehicle. How do we make a good rate of return and not have to worry about losing?
Sure.
So in the show, we'll break down what an annuity is. Not all the annuities, because there's many annuities. There's immediate annuities, there's variable annuities, there's fixed annuities, there's fixed index annuities, there's deferred annuities, there's all kinds of stuff. The most common are fixed annuities.
Okay.
And fixed index annuities.
Okay.
The word fixed means they're not a security. There's no prospectus with them. They're not invested in the market.
Okay.
If you have the word variable, like variable annuity, that's an annuity that's invested in the market.
I see.
I don't use those. Other advisors and brokers do. Not a fan. So if I use an annuity with a client, it's either fixed or fixed indexed.
Okay.
Fixed annuities have a guaranteed rate of return.
Okay.
For a guaranteed period of time.
Okay.
And a typical annuity length in a fixed annuity is 2 years to 5 years.
Okay.
So you can invest in a 2-year annuity, a 3-year annuity, a 4-year, and a 5-year. Now there's longer ones. I tend not to go in that direction with clients. Interest rates change often, and when you're looking at a fixed annuity with a guaranteed rate, I don't like locking in for too long. So
Okay.
5 years max, typically. So there are fixed annuities that pay interest rates that are guaranteed. So the person, the investor, doesn't have to worry what the market's doing or wondering if they're making money. They know they're making money every single day. It's compounded daily.
Okay.
And they know if they put 100 grand in now, it's going to be worth X amount in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years.
I see. Okay.
It takes the guess, it takes the risk, it takes the worry out of a chunk of their money.
Sure.
And sometimes fixed annuities aren't as exciting because the rates aren't appealing. Just like bank rates have not been appealing
For several years.
for several years until now. So there's annuity rates that were 1.5% to 3%, in the past, for years. That's all we had to work with. Now there's fixed annuity rates from 3 to 6%,
Oh, wow.
guaranteed.
Wow.
So if you can get into a 5-year fixed annuity, paying you 5 or 6%,
Sure.
you're in the market at times where you wouldn't even average 6% or 5%, or
Right.
you're in the market and you're losing your butt. Give me the 5. A lot
Sure.
of people are like, geez, I'll take this 5.
Yeah, the market's down 12.
I haven't had 5 since, the 80s, for
Yes.
Pete's sakes, or,
Right.
So those rates are available now in fixed annuities where someone can make in a 2-year annuity 3.5%, 4%, and then 3-year annuity 4%, and the longer you go, typically the higher rate. You get 5, 6% nowadays. And if the money isn't in an IRA, right, a retirement plan, right, IRAs grow tax. You don't pay tax on IRAs every year.
Sure.
But like if you're in a CD, you're going to get a 1099 every year. With the annuities, they grow tax deferred.
Okay.
So after the break here, we'll get into the index annuities, but fixed annuities are very appealing for many people, especially with today's current rates.
Sure. Well, friends, if you want to know more about this, you can also sit down with Wayne and go to his office, and he's got an office in Sandusky and also in Sheffield?
Illyria.
And you can make an appointment, sit down with Wayne at 866-626-3990, 866-626-3990. We'll be back to talk more about annuities right after this.
We've all heard the word rollover when referring to an investment account at work, or your 401k, your 403b, your 457 plan. What do you do with that when you've left your job and your 401k or other retirement plan is still at your old employer? Or what if you've retired? One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to leave your money, your retirement account, in your employer's 401k. Quite frankly, your old employer or current employer is the boss of your retirement account. So if you have questions about what to do with your rollover, you roll it to Wayne. Get it in your own hands where you have the whole universe of investments and choices, not just what your employer tells you can pick from. So contact my office for a free consultation on how to roll over your old retirement account.
And welcome back to today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. We're talking about annuities today.
It's not an evil word.
No, I jest. But some folks are scared to death when you say annuity. And some folks just embrace it. But when you talked in the first segment about some of the benefits and some of the good interest rates that are available right now, 5%, some maybe a little bit more. Where do you? I mean, Who is selling these? I mean, what are you buying actually when you buy an annuity? When you invest?
So
this?
an annuity is an insurance contract with an insurance company.
Okay.
So insurance companies, just like they issue life insurance, they issue annuities. If you're receiving a pension from somebody, 9 times out of 10, it's an annuity payment from an insurance company.
Oh.
Your employer gave the insurance company X amount of dollars. In return, you're getting payments for life. If it's a pension, that's an immediate annuity. We weren't talking about those for this show, but it kind of goes into the fixed annuity because it's the same insurance company that issues a fixed annuity. Issues the pension payments.
I see.
And so a lot of people don't, they think annuity is a bad word, but that's what they're living on for the rest of their life, right? It's an annuity payment. But those are immediate annuities. When we're talking accumulation for savings and for the future, those are deferred annuities. You're deferring taking payments, which, by the way, you never have to take. But that option is in all the annuities. You can take a regular fixed annuity and at the end of the term do what they call annuitize it and start payments on it. Fixed annuity works like CDs, except rates are typically higher than bank CDs, and they grow tax deferred if you need tax deferred tax savings. A lot of times, if you have $500,000 earning 5% nowadays, that's what is that, $25,000 in interest. If that's in a CD, you're going to get a 1099 for $25,000. That's going to cause your potential Social Security to be taxed more, so you're going to get a double taxation. Where if that was in an annuity that's tax deferred, the $25,000, yes, you make, it stays in the annuity and it compounds even more because you don't have to pay tax on it, and it doesn't affect your tax brackets or tax on your Social Security. So they're very attractive. And again, I'm not recommending them. I'm explaining to clients, not clients, to listeners, and, what they are. This is just a tool for retirement and financial planning, income planning, that type of thing. So on the other end of the spectrum, I said we have fixed annuities. There's also something called a fixed indexed annuity. It's kind of a weird name. Fixed index, you think index, you think S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ. So fixed index annuities are fixed. The principal's fixed. You can't lose. But instead of the gain or interest being a promised interest rate, your interest in there depends on how the index that you're tied to or linked to performs.
I see. All right.
And the beauty of these, if say you're linked to the S&P and you were in an index annuity this year, the S&P is what? Down or up?
Oh, it's down.
Down big. So those index annuities, they're not down. When the market is down or the index is down that you're linked to, the investor typically gets a 0 for the year. So they put
he just went sideways.
Yeah, just his $500,000 that he put in last year, or $100,000 or $50,000, is still worth $500,000. He didn't lose a penny. His money in the risk side of things in the market, however, is down. This isn't. Now, if the index is up for the year, they earn a rate of return, and the rate of return is determined based on the indexed strategy they're in. Now, the most common strategy is called a cap. C-A-P. Cap.
All right.
It's a limit. They can't make any more money or interest than the cap. And right now, we haven't had caps, that are available now in these annuities. We haven't had rates as high as they are in a long time, a couple decades. So, for instance, a common cap nowadays is 10.
Really?
10% cap.
So you have a potential of a 10% up.
The most you can earn if you're in that particular strategy, and there's other strategies, I'm just explaining one, is 10. So you're capped at 10. So if the index is up 2, you'll earn 2. If it's up 5, you'll earn 5. If it's up 20, you'll earn 10. If it's up 15, you'll earn 10. Once that index gets over 10, you're capped out.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Another strategy would be a participation rate, meaning you participate in a percentage of the market or the index that you're linked to. And there's, say, participation rates now of 50%. So if the index is up 10, you'll get 50% of 10 or 5.
Okay.
If you're in a cap strategy, you'll get 10.
Aha.
But if you're in a participation, you're only going to get 5.
Okay.
But if the index is up 30, you'll get 15.
And not the 10.
And if you're in
Sure.
a cap strategy, you're in 10. But you can be in both strategies, for instance.
Okay.
And there's others. There's multiple other strategies and indexes to choose from.
Okay.
There's proprietary indexes. There's the Dow. There's the NASDAQ. You get to choose in an index annuity what index you link to and what strategies you want to be in. Okay, and you get to reallocate or adjust those every year.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Okay. Now, one of the most attractive things, other than not losing in an index annuity, is if you happen to be in a year like now where the index is negative, on your anniversary date, that's every year you have an anniversary, whatever it is. If you opened one 11/1 of 2021, your anniversary is 11/1 of 2022.
Okay.
If the index happens to be down on that date, you reset. That's your new starting point for next year.
Oh.
So if the S&P was at 4,600 a year ago, and today it's at 3,600, your starting point for the next year is 3,600.
I see. Okay.
So the index only has to come up from 3,600, and you're making money again. In the real market, the index has to get up, the market has to get back up to 4,600 before you're making money again.
Right.
Not so in the index annuity. So fixed and fixed index are great tools for the people that like safety and don't want to lose on a portion of their money.
Sure.
So that doesn't sound like a negative thing, does it? What I just explained?
It doesn't.
So why is it bad? So after we come back from the break, I'll tell you some negatives about them.
All right. Wayne's explaining to us all about annuities. Well, probably not all. There's a lot more to learn probably, but some basics on annuities. And if you would like to know more, and if Wayne can help you, pick up the phone at 866-626-3990 or go to Wayne's website, todaysretirees.com. We'll be right back.
Certified financial planner is a true professional, a well-rounded, holistic planner that helps you in all areas of your financial life. Estate planning, tax planning, financial planning, insurance planning. We have to sit for a 10-hour, 2-day exam, at least back when I took the test. It's not just a weekend designation where you go somewhere for a couple days, pay a couple $100, and now you have letters behind your name. One thing I think is important is that you try and find a independent certified financial planner. Somebody that doesn't work for a big firm. I myself own my company, Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. The buck stops with me, an independent certified financial planner, one of the only ones on the north coast of Ohio.
And welcome back to today's Retirees with certified financial planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. Today's program, we've been talking about annuities and the good, the bad, the ugly.
We haven't talked bad yet.
We haven't. That's right. We're going to talk bad now. Before we talk bad, you went through how they work and the fixed and the index fixed. Who pays for this? When I buy an annuity for $100,000 and it's worth 5%, but isn't there a payment? Don't I have to lose part of that for pay?
And again, thanks for bringing that up. I did mention that most fixed annuities and fixed index annuities, there's no fee. There's no charges to you.
Okay.
Yeah, they're what I just explained in the previous two segments, that's how they work. You put 100 in. If you're going to earn 5%, you'll get 5,000 after a year. Nothing comes off your 100 when it goes in, and there's no fee. You get your $5,000. So insurance, just like are there fees with CDs?
No.
Do they take a cut when you put money in a CD?
No.
No, it's the same. The bank takes your money and they reloan it and reinvest it in other things. Insurance companies take your money and they do the same thing.
Okay.
And they're insured. Insurance companies are insured by the State of Ohio Insurance Guarantee Fund, up to $250,000 per person per insurance company.
Okay.
So that's why they're attractive. But why might not they be attractive?
Right. What's the bad? I mean, you say I can't lose this money, correct?
If you stay in the full term.
Okay.
So one of the negatives is if you bail out early, then you're going to pay a surrender charge.
But
so you could lose, but you're not losing because of market volatility, or you're losing because you voluntarily chose to get out early. So one of the negatives with annuities, I mentioned the fixed annuities are 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5, right? So you're committing, just like you commit to a CD for a period of time, you're committing to keep your money in this account for a period of time.
Sure. Okay.
And if you bail out early, that you're going to get dinged.
Okay. Do you get dinged on the interest you earned or on the principal?
Both. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
CD, normally you get dinged by a period of interest, 90 days, 6 months. The annuities, they ding you even harder than that.
Okay.
So the surrender charges can be extensive. If you invest in index annuities, they have them 5 years. They also have them 10 years. You choose the length of time. It's like you have to go in a 10-year vehicle. You can choose that. And the longer the vehicle commitment, the higher the payoff on interest, the caps and participation and interest rates. So as an example of a surrender schedule, if you're in a 10-year vehicle and you get out the very first year, say the surrender charge is 10%. Right? Pretty hefty. If you get out in the second, after the first year, 9%, then 8%, then 7, 6.
Oh.
So the longer you're in it, the surrender charge reduces. We talked in the show last week about the expense tracking and tracking your expenses. And, a good financial planner needs to know their clients' expenses, see their cash flow. And one of the reasons is, if you have a safe and risk portfolio, an example in this show, 50% in the market, 50% safe, like the CD or government bond or these annuities we're explaining right now. If your cash flow is not being managed properly by yourself, and you don't have enough in the bank, and you're spending more than you make, you're going to have to get money from somewhere or charge it, right? So if you need money, we don't want to bank on the market because the market could be down like it is this year. We don't want to bank on safe like these annuities because you're going to pay a surrender charge.
Sure.
Because you're going into it before you're supposed to. So that's why all this kind of comes together and plays together. When you know all of these things about a client, I'm not going to recommend an annuity for someone that may need the money. If I suggest that annuity might be a possible choice for them, I know before I even say those words that they're not going to need any of this money for that period of time.
Sure.
If I stick them in something that's not appropriate, that's bad on me. That's wrong. And there's many insurance salesmen in that they'll just sell annuities, so they don't even know the people's expenses, cash flow. I got this 5%, and they put all their money in it. Now the person has no liquidity, and their hands are tied. So it all plays together. You got to do it right, and that reverts back to the expense sheet, the cash flow, and are annuities appropriate for a particular person?
And that's why they call someone like yourself. certified
think.
financial planner,
Oh, right.
so you can put together a plan.
Yeah, and so as an investment advisor in the state of Ohio, registered investment advisor, I'm a fiduciary. And as a certified financial planner, I'm a fiduciary. So I, by law and by the Code of Ethics, the CFP board, I have to do what's in the best interest of my client, of the people I'm talking to.
Sure.
So I need to know my client. I need to have all the information. So if I feel an annuity may be appropriate, I have all the backing, all the knowledge and all the history of the client, so I can comfortably say this may be an option for you. If it isn't, I won't even bring it up.
Right. So let me, in our closing minutes here, we talk about this. Two questions. What happens if I invest this and then I pass away? Where does that money, is that like a life insurance policy? It goes to my beneficiary?
Depends on the annuity. So the answer is yes. Some of the fixed annuity contracts, you need to hold it for the full term.
Okay.
So if you had a 2-year annuity and you died in year 1, your beneficiary may have to wait the extra year.
But they would get it eventually.
And still get the interest.
Okay.
But most, they're liquid.
Okay.
They're liquid if something happens to you. And most also, they're liquid if other things happen, like if you become terminally ill or if you go to a nursing home. Many insurance companies' annuity products will be liquid at that point, even if you committed to a longer time. Some are not. Again, you have to work with someone that's familiar with those, and that explains all those options to you.
Sure. Well, we're out of time, but just are there other places that you can safe that are like annuities, or no?
Oh yeah, there's checking accounts, savings accounts, money market accounts, CDs, government bonds.
Okay.
Some high AAA rated insured muni bonds.
Okay.
Yeah, those are all options. It's just as far as the safe portion of a pot of money to invest, you have all those options. I just explained what annuities are today. That's just an option.
Okay. And the options are what we're looking for. That's why you need to take the time to sit down with Wayne, go to his office, make an appointment, 866-626-3990, 866-626-3990. Go to his website. You can download, sign up for his free newsletter, and you can go to his YouTube page. You can see all of these shows, past shows, and stay up to date. We're out of time for now. We'll see you the next time.
Thanks for tuning in to today's Retirees with certified financial planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. Visit todaysretirees.com or call 866-626-3990 to schedule a no-cost appointment with Wayne. Today's Retirees is brought to you by Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management, family-focused retirement and tax planning services, anchored in family values. Information and opinions discussed on today's Retirees do not necessarily reflect the opinions of this station. Opinions expressed should not be substituted for individualized consultation with a qualified financial advisor. For specific information, call 866-626-3990 or visit todaysretirees.com.